What is it they say? You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Let's roll those bitchy titles. Hello and welcome to what is unfortunately the last in the series of the Stabby the Clown Show. The Series 6 finale. It's been a good one though, hasn't it? And we got this entire episode to come, and hey, I'm gonna be back soon. Yes, this is never the last you're gonna see from me. Okay, so today's subject, of course, is what I just said, villains. Yeah, last week we talked heroes, now we're talking villains. So, what is a villain? Well, it's the opposite of a hero, a total bastard. You know, like, a villain is a bad person, a scumbag. Pretty much like me, because I do quite a lot of bad things. But hey, my dog just says, I'm expressing myself. Then he does a high five for expressing myself, and I'm like, yeah! Oh, so, villainy. Well, there are many villains in this world. Like people that do terrible things. Serial killers. And also people that commit fraud. Steal money. I mean, yes. They may not be a killer or anything, but still they're a thief, and that's bad, and that makes them a villain. Yes it does. Look it up. Oh, of course. Sometimes a villain can be someone who's trying to make a good point. You know, like doing a bad thing for a good cause, but still, it can be bad. Villainy. We can have villains also in comic books. Cause where, like they say in Unbreakable, where there's a villain, there's a hero. Yes, villains. Well, let's talk about villains now is our next part of the show. You know him, he's big, he's scaly, he's reptile. It's James Brontosaurus. You're up, James.
Villains, they're right, bad and evil, but sometimes they can learn the error of their ways and turn good again. But if they don't, then I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. Okay then, back to you, Stabby.
Ah, yes. So, villainy. Of course, there are many evil villains throughout history, like Hitler, or Vlad the Impaler, or Dick Turpin. You know, there are many villains in the past, and the present, and who knows, the future. Because there's always going to be good and evil in this world. So yes, heroes and villains. Like me, I idolized the Joker too much, which made me sort of evilish. Along with Pennywise. I'm looking forward to the new It movie. I've seen the trailer. So, what else can I tell you on the villains? Evil, badass villains. Fucking evil bastards, aren't they? Sometimes you can watch a movie and vouch for the villain. You know, like I do in slasher movies when I'm watching slashers like Friday the 13th or or Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street, any of those movies, I'm rooting for the killer because it's like the good guy, the teenager, they're just so dumb and don't use common sense. They use every single cliche in the book. Which is why I root for them. Gangsters, they're bad people too. Making drug deals and shit. Alright, time for the next act. It is, of course, our favourite herbivore. It's Frank the Rhino. Take it away, Frank.
Villains. Bloody evil bastards. But that's why we have heroes, to kick the villains' asses. And of course, there are some villains in the world and in TV and fiction and stuff. Mainly in fiction, but there are some villains in fiction that you just can't hate. Yeah, like the evil Queen in Once Upon a Time, or the Master in Doctor Who, or whatever. Wacky villains. Alright, back to you, Stabby.
Very nice, Frank. Okay, so, yes. Heroes and villains. Villains also never bad all the time. I mean, villains can always be made when they start off good. Like, look at Darth Vader. Like, look at Scar from The Lion King. Now, Scar used to be friendly. You know, he used to love his brother Mufasa, but of course, if you read the Lion King prequel book, you can see that, with the story of two brothers, I think it's called, you can really see how Scar turns evil, and when I read it, I was like, can you blame him? Really, can you blame him? So yes, sometimes a villain can be made by the actions of our heroes. Yes, they can. Okay, how about that part of the show that's got absolutely bugger all to do with this subject? That is the last random highlight in this series of the week. Let's go. Very nice, Frank. Okay, so, yes. Heroes and villains. Villains also never bad all the time. I mean, villains can always be made when they start off good. Like, look at Darth Vader. Like, look at Scar from The Lion King. Now, Scar used to be friendly. You know, he used to love his brother Mufasa, but of course, if you read the Lion King prequel book, you can see that, with the story of two brothers, I think it's called, you can really see how Scar turns evil, and when I read it, I was like, can you blame him? Really, can you blame him? So yes, sometimes a villain can be made by the actions of our heroes. Yes, they can. Okay, how about that part of the show that's got absolutely bugger all to do with this subject? That is the last random highlight in this series of the week. Let's go.